Well, hello again. This is week number 4 in our series of Come Sail Away. It's a series of messages we're talking about God by faith as leading us out of our comfort zone into the deep waters of his grace and mercy. Today I want to talk about the ship that never sailed. You've heard that phrase, maybe the ship that never leaves the port is the way you've heard it. And the big idea is simply this, that it's a tragedy if we never get out of our comfort zone. In fact, the sentence that I want you to hear today is this: it is sad if our ship never comes in, but it's tragic if our ship never goes out and sets sail. See, I believe God is calling us to get out of what is comfortable and to be courageous and to follow him into deeper places. In fact, that's the scripture, that Timothy heard from older gentleman Paul, who was his mentor, and Paul is constantly saying to him, but you are a man of God. Pursue different things. Don't get stuck in the things of this world. I want to talk about briefly how we go deeper with God. And that imagery or that picture of going deep with God is one that the Bible uses periodically to describe leaving our shallow life behind and pursuing the depth of God's mercy and grace. And I pray today that you will be called to leave a shallow life and to go deeper with God. There's some things that I think are important there. If we're going to leave the shallow life, we have to escape the shallowness of this world. We don't want to be marooned into things that the world is chasing, stuff and activity and adventure and all those things that are really not the deep things of God. God calls us to leave a shallow life behind, and we actually have to escape that. Paul says to Timothy, flee from those things, run from those things, get away from those things. Another part of this scripture or this message is simply then we are free to pursue the depth of God's love and to follow by faith the call on our life. You and I have to intentionally pursue the heart of God and the character of God and the characteristics of God, to be faithful and loving and gentle and patient and godly and righteous. Those are things that you have to put on and intentionally say, I'm not going to be comfortable with just the everyday normal life. I want my life to be reflective of who God is, and we have to pursue that. And even after we begin that journey, Paul says to Timothy to hold fast and to fight the good fight of faith and to not waver. A part of this message is to say, even if we've been on that journey a long time, we have to continue to follow the call of God to the deep places. I like the story of when Jesus came to Peter and asked him to use a boat and go out into the deep waters fishing. Peter had a lot of excuses not to go. He was tired, didn't think it would work, but Jesus encouraged him to let him go to the deep places. When he did, he caught boatloads full of fish. And in that context, Jesus invited Peter to leave behind his old life of fishing. And he said, if you follow me, I will make you a fisher of men. And I think that Jesus was trying to say to Peter, look, Peter, I want to give you something more than just the ordinary life. Will you trust me to let me take you to the deep places? This week, I pray that God would call you and me to get out of our comfort zone, to get out of our safe place, and to follow him by faith where he wants to take us. God bless you.